Hi, I welcome you all to the world of learning, the Medha learning app. In this particular session, I am going to answer to one particular question, that is, what is an interview? If you are preparing and planning to attend an interview in the future, this is a must-watch video for you, because in this session, I am going to provide you with the important insights about an interview. By watching this session, I am for sure you will get a basic understanding of what is what about an interview. Let us get into the session. What is an interview? An interview is a formal meeting between two or more people. Understand that? It is a formal meeting between two or more people. That's it. It is nothing but a formal meeting in which the interviewers and the job aspirant participate. Just it is a formal meeting. Simply we can say that a job interview is nothing but a meeting between the candidate and the company. Of course, naturally the company is represented by its members. If you ask me to say in particular, an interview is a structured, in-depth conversation that takes place between job aspirant and the interviewers. Remember, a structured, in-depth conversation takes place in this particular meeting. It is a meeting in which the information flows from both the directions. The information flows from both the directions, from the candidate to the interviewers and from the interviewers to the candidate. But remember, here the entire communication or the exchange of information happens with a particular purpose. It can be asking the questions or providing the answers. Without a particular purpose, nothing happens in the interview. Understand, everything happens with a particular purpose. Interviewers have their own purposes behind asking every question during the interview. Behind every question of the interviewers, there is a purpose. And the same with the candidate also. The candidate also has his own purposes behind every answer that he gives. Simply, you can understand that the questions, answers, sharing of information or exchange of ideas, everything happens with a purpose in the interview. Here is the catch. As you are planning or preparing to attend an interview, you must know what is your purpose in attending an interview. If you are planning and preparing to attend some interview, first you have to know what is the purpose of yours behind the interview that you are going for. Because without knowing the purpose, if you go to attend an interview, it is mere waste of your time and the interviewers as well. So, you must know your purpose of attending an interview. Most of the students and job aspiring candidates, those who are going to face the interviews for the first time, naturally feel nervous. They naturally feel nervous and get scared to attend the interviews. It is very common. It is not uncommon at all. Because they think that interview is like an interrogation, where one person keeps on asking questions and the other has to answer irrespective of his willingness. But it is not true. Because interview is completely different from interrogation. Interview is completely different from interrogation. You may ask me how it is going to be different. The answer is simple. Interview is always a two-way process. Interview is always a two-way process. You have to understand this. Interview is a wonderful platform for the candidates to showcase their talents And even it is a great platform for the employers to pick the right candidates for their companies. It's a wonderful platform even for the interviewers because they can choose the right candidates for their companies. It is an equally important platform for both the candidates and the company as well. It provides an opportunity for the company to pick a suitable employee for their company. At the same time, it provides an opportunity for the candidate to choose his dream job. In fact, the interviewer and the candidate, they both have equal freedom to ask questions, to answer questions, and even to share the ideas. They have equal responsibility to share the essential information from both ends. They have equal rights to deny or accept others' proposals. It means, in brief, you understand that interview is a two-way process where the candidates and the company has equivalent rights to accept or deny or share the information. And they both have equal freedom to make their own choices at the end. They naturally have their own choices at the end. An interview is the right platform to learn, to understand, to discuss, to experience, and to create a win-win situation for both the interviewer and the candidate as well. What happens during the interview? During the interview, what happens? I am for sure there are no hidden secrets about any interview. Everything is an open secret. Everything is an open secret. And that secret is known to everybody. Let us see literally what happens during the interview. Generally, the interviewer asks a set of questions for which the candidate has to answer. The interviewers try to extract maximum information from the candidate. The interviewers try to know more about the candidate. They try to extract maximum information from the candidate in order to check his suitability for the job for which he has applied. The interviewers try to get maximum information from the candidate in order to check his suitability for the job. They try to check how better he can fit in with the job and the company culture. They try to check how better the candidate can fit in with the job and fit in with the company culture. But remember, they do assess candidate with a great skill and care. They assess the candidate with a great skill and care. No doubt they are experts at doing it. The interviewers are experts at it. Let us see what are all the things that we have learned so far in this session. We have learned that interview is a formal meeting between two or more people in which a structured conversation takes place. Interview is a two-way process in which questions, answers, information and ideas are exchanged between the candidate and the interviewers. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, feeling nervous and feeling tense are very common with the interview candidates who are going to attend the interview for the first time. And finally, remember one thing, you must know your objectives before you prepare for an interview. You must know your objectives before you prepare for an interview.